tell you just briefly a little bit about ChipEstimate.com. We're an IP portal and ecosystem comprised of over 200 of the world's largest IP suppliers and foundries, all working together to help the design community become more successful, profitable by searching and exploring the most up-to-date silicon-proven IP available on the market today. And one of our contributors with ChipEstimate.com, our bloggers, is John Blyler with JB Systems. He is with us today. Thank you for joining us.
Oh,
and
thank
John
you.
and I, we do a travel log once a month, and John goes all over the place, and he comes back and he reports to Chip Estimate TV, and it's pretty cool because he gives us stories and updates on the latest exciting things that are happening out there. One of the things that I'm going to jump in.
Yeah, please do.
And big dive.
Okay.
Is all this talk with in regards to the conference and how it might be changing, and we're talking about ESDA,
right,
semi,
right,
and design automation conference and the industry itself. So, is that going to affect EDA tools and this conference?
No, that's a good question. It's kind of a rumored sort of thing now. So and really, from what I can tell, talking with folks, it's more the EDAC or whatever. I'm sorry, whatever it's called now.
ESDA.
Yeah, thank you.
Alliance.
It's that organization that's in need of a little help, I think, funding-wise, for a variety of reasons, and maybe Semi, which runs SemiCon West, might come in and help. But DAC itself as a show, sure, it's going through ups and downs, but it's reasonably healthy, is my impression. At some point, it's been said maybe it'll be part of SemiCon West, but I don't see that happening. I think we'll be okay. It's just the kind of organizational body that maybe needs some help. Yeah, well, or on top, if you will.
So does that sound? But is it a good thing? I mean,
well, so it's the $64 question, I guess. EDA. I just came down from a Wall Street presentation on EDA. EDA is a strong industry. It's healthy. There's some issues about, are there new startups coming in? Everything from trade wars, is that going to affect it? Probably not. So
there's still a lot of acquisitions, though.
There are sometimes pretty big ones.
Yeah.
So Synopsys, Cadence, Mentor now is kind of part of Siemens, so they're pulling back a little bit, or at least the analysts are. So what's the fourth EDA company, the big one?
And that is the
ChipEstimate. No, it's ANSYS.
ANSYS.
Everyone kind of forgets. Well,
yeah.
They don't forget, but they're now number 4th according to the analysts. So we'll be all right for a while. It's still going to be a fun ride, I think, here. We'll see what the future holds.
Well, you're going to be heading off to another conference. It's the Sensor Expo.
Right.
And tell us a little bit about that and why that is interesting.
Well,
I would assume why it might be interesting.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you can.
For the the IoT and the fourth industrial revolution.
That's right, the fourth industrial. Yes, yes.
Right.
Well, there's two things, and now I'm going to just throw this in.
Yeah.
Again, talking with one of the analysts here today. The connected car, the autonomous car is going to have a bunch of sensors, which is one reason for going to this show. But his comment was that there's so much electronics in these autonomous connected vehicles that they're actually looking to use water-cooled, cooling on the processors. And I said, really? So we're moving away from gasoline engines. We're going to connected cars, a lot of electrification, right? EV vehicles. We're getting rid of the radiator for the engine. But we're going to have one for the chips. I don't know. I think that's kind of different, right?
No, it is. It is. It's very ironic, But does that?
It bodes all right for us. They're using better processors.
So much functionality that needs to, that is being
safety things, right, and
infotainment and systems.
Well, there's that aspect too with 5G. Maybe I mean it's a little ways off, but this was for actually just controlling the vehicle, so it, safe operation and whatnot. The other thing there is they have They have a talk tomorrow, and it's something I wrote about, on ChipEstimate a while ago, and it was this collision of Moore's law with IoT, or with Metcalf's law.
Yeah, we were good. Yeah, I was.
I'm sorry. You were.
No. I was just going to ask, but talk about that and the difference between Moore's law and Metcalf.
Right. This seems to be a fun topic among some of us bloggers. Moore's law is, of course, semiconductor space. Metcalf's was more of a communication law that said, as you grow the network, you'll, by 2x, you'll grow your user base and whatnot. Mm-hmm. There are limits to that law. So the question has been, well, are the two going to collide? And at the Sensor Expo, they have a talk of, it's even more dramatic. It's like, are they going to end up is it going to be a supernova, or is it going to be a black hole? And really the thought is that, you can't grow forever, so you have to be very selective how you do it. But will the enthusiasm for it be enough to tip us into like another .com thing where, there's more there than can really be provided? So I'll cover that and I'll write it up, but I thought, I caught my eye at a sensor show, they're going to have kind of this Moore's law.
Yeah. Being around the conference yesterday and a little bit this morning, anything caught your eye as far as new technology or something that's exciting? I've seen a lot of the cloud computing buzz.
Right.
And of course, AI.
Yeah, AI.
Yeah. And I was just at the keynote.
Oh, yes,
and,
yes.
Dario Gil, wow. I mean, he was. That's the neural networks and AI and.
Those things are wild, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely amazing. But tell me a little bit about what you are seeing. What is interesting to you?
Well, I guess there's 2 points. The AI and the machine learning is going to be useful with processors and with smart sensors to decide what can I figure out on the edge, within a factory floor or nearby, and not send up to the cloud, because you don't want to send everything up to the cloud. Right. The second aspect that again, another comment I heard here was that they are developing now. So I guess when you develop AI, you still have your experts go through and kind of read it and see which conditions really match with what you're trying to do. You have a whole list. Well, so now there's an AI that'll do that. They're developing these AI processors that'll go through the AI results and so kind of police itself, or not police, but figure out what is of value. So it's AI is already working to remove the human element, some have said. I don't think that's true, but it's going to make it much more efficient. So that's a huge area, and it's, they're going to need processors, they're going to need intelligence, they're going to need application-specific processors as well. That's big here. This kind of digital thread is big too, right? Digital simulation of chip and factory and everything else.
Talk about, we're on that path,
we are
but
anyway.
Continue about these cobots or collaborative robots.
So it's not really covered so much here, but it's collaborative robots, or the robots that'll work next to you without crushing you with some giant arm or something. So you're seeing it in industry, but you're seeing it in medical places too, right?
Yes.
And I've been doing some papers from that are really interesting. The cobots, the human augmentation, where you're going to have extra abilities to augment either maybe if you've lost an arm, or if you just want more abilities. For example, I was at the Display Week show, and they call it simulated reality. So it has the graphics, right? The 3D graphics, but it also has haptics. And haptics are kind of the feel sensing, right? So again, the idea is you're going to feel something that isn't there. And they're going to do it with ultrasounds. They're going to shoot up some ultrasound. You're going to feel like the presence of a ball or something in front of you. You'll feel it, you won't see it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty funky. But this all comes from, smart sensors, which are semiconductor with the sensor and all of the things. So it's a brave new world.
Did we talk about Lost in Space or something like that?
I feel lost in space.
And tell me, what does that have to do with Netflix or the new Netflix show?
Yes, well, so this was just another kind of assignment I ran into, and they wanted to say, tell us about how the robots are different from the 60s show, which was kind of like some comedy routine, right?
Danger,
almost.
Will Robinson.
Yes,
Danger.
Weird. Two, there was a movie, and now the Netflix show is really pretty intense, and the robot there is more like a more like an AI-driven humanoid almost.
Right. Is it female? I keep.
You know, I haven't seen the last couple episodes, so I don't. I don't. Why do you say that? Does it have some characteristic?
No. It's because the robots were male oriented.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering if they're transitioning into a more open robotic world.
Probably is a gender-friendly.
Gender-friendly robotic.
But I will say the guy that played Dr. Smith is a gal now.
No.
Yeah. So crazy old Dr. Smith is now a crazy old gal, but she's great. She's entertaining. But the thing I wrote about was how do these robots move along, right? Well, most robots today use a GPS system, right, to tell them where they are. You know, I'm going from here to there, and I can tell because there's a satellite, I have GPS. But if you're lost in space, you don't have a GPS system.
Right.
You got to figure it out like us humans do. You know, how do I stay balanced on it? So that was a fun little exercise.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So technology, science fiction, always.
It's always great sitting with John. I truly get all this wonderful new information, and
Well, thanks for having me. I really enjoy it.
New and exciting stuff. So catch John Blyler and his and JB Systems. John writes a blog twice a week.
Yeah, well,
or every
sometimes twice a week.
Yeah. With ChipEstimate.com, you can check it there, or you can go to just John Blyler. JB Systems.
It'd be easier to go here, but JB Systems is fine too.
So I appreciate you taking the time.
Sure thing.
I will see you later at DAC 55. Thanks.
Thanks.